90% of startups fail, not because the founders were lazy, not because the idea was bad, but because they ignored a few brutal truths about business. I've seen brilliant minds lose everything, and I've seen ordinary people build empires. The difference? It's not luck. It's discipline. In this video, I'll show you the hidden reasons why most startups collapse, and more importantly, how you can avoid becoming just another statistic. Let me tell you the brutal reality. Most startups don't fail because the idea was bad. They fail because the founders never learned how to execute. You see, the world is full of brilliant ideas that never became anything. Execution is what separates a billion-dollar company from a forgotten footnote in history. You can have the smartest product, the most beautiful website, the flashiest pitch deck, but if you can't manage your cash, build the right team, and understand your market, you're already dead. That's the truth no one wants to hear. And it's the reason 90% of startups don't make it past the first few years. The first and biggest reason most startups fail is simple. They build something nobody actually wants. It's called lack of market fit. Founders fall in love with their idea, but they forget to ask the most important question. Does the market really need this? Think about it. You could spend months building an app that tracks how often you water your plants. It might look cool. It might even impress your friends. But if people don't care enough to pay for it, your startup is already dead. The harsh truth? The market doesn't care about your passion. It only cares about solving real problems. Look at Airbnb. At first, investors thought, strangers renting air mattresses in someone's living room? That'll never work. But the truth was, people needed affordable travel and a way to make extra income. That's why it exploded. If you don't solve a painful problem for a real audience, your startup won't survive. The second silent killer of startups is running out of cash. It doesn't matter how brilliant your idea is. If you run out of money, the game is over. Here's the trap. Most founders think raising money will save them. But history shows the opposite. The more money you raise, the faster you can burn through it. They hire too quickly. They spend on fancy offices, sleek branding, overpriced marketing campaigns, all before proving the business even works. Remember WeWork? They raised billions, grew like wildfire, and collapsed almost overnight because the business model couldn't support the burn rate. Cash is oxygen. You can survive without profits for a while, but without cash flow management, your startup suffocates fast. The third hidden reason startups fail is the team. A brilliant idea is nothing without the right people to execute it. I've seen founders with genius products destroy everything because they surrounded themselves with the wrong team. People who don't share the vision, people who quit at the first challenge, people who fight instead of build. A startup is like a small army going to war. If your soldiers aren't committed, the mission fails. Look at countless tech startups that had amazing ideas but fell apart because the founders started arguing over equity, roles, or direction. Even the best product can't survive internal chaos. The lesson? Hire not just for skill, but for dedication, alignment, and grit. Your team can make or break everything. The fourth hidden reason startups fail is timing. Being too early is the same as being wrong. Being too late means the giants already own the market. Timing can make or break a business, no matter how brilliant the idea is. Take Airbnb, for example. They launched during the 2008 financial crisis. Most people would have thought that was the worst possible moment, but it was perfect timing. People needed affordable travel, and hosts needed extra income. Airbnb rode the wave instead of fighting it. The lesson? Study the market, observe the trends, and understand when the moment is right. Even the best product can fail if the world isn't ready for it. The fifth and final reason startups fail is a lack of focus and discipline. Founders often chase too many ideas at once. They pivot constantly, jump from one trend to another, and get distracted by shiny opportunities. The market doesn't reward curiosity, it rewards mastery. Remember Friendster? They tried to be everything at once. Social networking, media sharing, gaming. Meanwhile, Facebook focused on one thing, connecting people. And we all know how that turned out. The lesson is simple. Pick your mission, stick to it, and execute relentlessly. Discipline beats talent when talent is unfocused. So how do you avoid becoming just another statistic? It's simple. Focus on the fundamentals. Test your idea fast. Make sure people actually want it. Don't fall in love with a product nobody needs. Protect your cash flow. Treat it like oxygen. Every dollar counts. Every expense must have a purpose. Build the right team, not just the smartest, but the most committed. Your people determine whether you survive or fail. Watch the wave. Timing matters. Know when the world is ready for your idea and act decisively. Stay disciplined. One vision, one mission, executed relentlessly. Focus beats distraction. Discipline beats chaos. Follow these principles and you won't just survive. You'll give yourself a real chance to build something extraordinary. Remember, while success isn't about being the smartest in the room, it's about surviving long enough to win. The founders who make it aren't the luckiest. They're the most disciplined, focused, and persistent. If you found value in this lesson, subscribe now, because the next insight could be the one that saves your startup and changes your life.